Welcome back, everybody. This is Prison Architect Guide number 3. Today we're going to be looking at the Materials and Rooms tab. Previous episode, we looked at foundations and how those can be used and added and put together. We're going to start out looking at just some flooring options we have here. It's broken up into two groups, what can be used inside and what can be used outside. The tooltips on these items are going to provide a walking speed as well as a cost. These are mainly used to add some more aesthetic beauty to your rooms or your prison and make your warden's office as beautiful as possible. But there's also some interesting uses that we can get here. For instance, using sand to slow down our prisoners if they're trying to escape beyond certain points. Using concrete tiles to slow down tunneling ability. To use metal flooring to give our staff faster access to areas. The list goes on and on. We also have our interior walls, concrete and brick, both the same price. Again, it boils down to what you think looks prettier. And then we have perimeter walls. Perimeter walls are the pinnacle of security, of making sure that none of your prisoners can tunnel out of your prison, and are very expensive at $200 per square. We also have demolish walls, which we breezed over slightly in the last episode. Clear indoor area and remove tunnels. Removing tunnels is going to fill in those tunnels that your guards find or your prisoners escape from during the course of your play. It's important to fill those tunnels in so nobody else can break out through them. Demolish walls is going to do just that. It's only going to demolish the walls that we select and will not actually demolish any kind of foundation. It won't demolish any doors or objects. Now, clear indoor area will demolish walls and will demolish objects, but will not demolish foundations. So if we click and drag across here, you'll see that we have slated all 4 of those items to be removed, and can make it much quicker and much easier when you're talking about doing renovations on your prison. The Rooms tab is probably the most important tab in the game, as it assigns jobs to rooms, functions to rooms. For instance, if you want to make sure that a prisoner can be held in a particular cell, it needs to be designated as a cell, which you'll see in here in the upper left-hand corner. Each of these rooms are going to have their own requirements. Some are very minimal, if any at all, and some have a laundry list. For instance, right now, a cell needs to be a minimum of a 2x3. It needs to be enclosed and surrounded by walls and doors. It needs to be indoors, and it needs to have a bed, and it needs to have a toilet. If we go down to staff room needs to be a 4x4 with a wide sofa and a drink machine, because what staff room shouldn't have a drink machine? For instance, if we were to go to office and we were to drag it across this 3x5, you'll see this little warning sign and what we are failing to fulfill as far as the requirements are concerned. For instance, this needed to be a minimum of a 4x4, which this is not. So if we were to take an office and drag a 4x4, you'll now see that we meet the 4x4 requirement, but we need objects. We need an office desk, we need a chair, and we need a filing cabinet. To remove designations, have any one of these selected, right-click, and drag across the area, and that will remove what that area is designated for. So you can change this up as your prison grows, as you get more prisoners in and you need to create or change what a room's function is going to be. That is very, very helpful to know during the course of your play. You also have other things like deliveries, which you can expand on at any particular time, or you can subtract at any particular time while you play. If you look, the requirements are only that the room needs to be 1x3, so if we wanted to create a deliveries area inside this building, we could do that. But I think that's probably a little more suited for a storage area, which doesn't have any room requirements. So if we wanted to have a storage area that's 1 square big, we can do that. If you guys have any questions, please leave me comments down below. If you're enjoying this content, please leave me a like. And we're going to move on to episode 4, where we're going to be looking at objects. I am Death Tide, and I will see you in the next one.